Today we're doing a walkthrough of Bedlam to show you one of the solutions. You start out here in a room with a closed door. So you open the door. There's only one door, so you don't have to say which one. But I did say it here, didn't I? And then you go south out of it. And then you go west. And you're in the west end of the hallway. You go west again. You're in a dispensary. There's a blue pill, so you get the blue pill. And there's a cabinet there. And there's something in the cabinet, but it's not quite so easy to get. If you look in the cabinet, it will show you that there is, there's a guy in a surgical gown looking at you. That's not good. I get the red key. Well, you can't possibly reach the red key with the tiny hole. So you go west to get away from the doctor. Well, there's a window hook here, so you get the hook. You notice that the guy with the gown is here. This is the office. There's a single east. You look, room, nothing special. You go back to the west, and he sticks you, and he gives you a frontal lobotomy. And you got blood on your gown, but you don't seem to notice. You feel like wondering. And you notice if you go west, or whatever, you walk aimlessly into a wall, and you went to go north, you walk into a wall and go west, you walk aimlessly into a wall. So there is a magic word. Apparently that word applies to a bunch of early video game or adventure games. Plug, P-L-U-G-H, and you get better. But it's still annoying to have the doctor get you because it puts you back at the beginning. You got to open the door and go back to where you were and continue on. Doors open. You go south. You go west. You go west again, back to the dispensary. And you get the red key. You get hook red key. That's one of the ways to say it. You can also say it a different way that I'll show you with the green key. And the doctor has nailed you again. So you go plug again. You get better. You open the door again. You go south. You don't want to go west where the doctor is, so you go east. You go east. Then you go here in the electroshock therapy room. There's a single exit west. There's a green key here. There is a very large woman dressed in a uniform here. She looks like a roller derby king. She has a jagged scar just below her hairline. She turns toward you and says, "Oh, you must be here for treatment. Just come right over here," and gestured toward something which looks like an electric couch. You want to go west because you don't want her to put you on the couch, or you'll end up back in your room again. But you won't have the lobotomy. So if you look at the inventory here, it shows you've got a red key, a window hook, and a blue pill. Then you know in the next room is a green key. So if you get the green key, say key, man, say key. But if you get the green key with the hook, you'll reach into the room and get the key without going in the room, so the nurse doesn't get you. Here we go west now. You're in the east end of this hallway. There's a green door, and on the south roll, there's a dead red door. You want to go south, so you open the you open the red door with the red key. You can unlock the door and then open it, but it's easy to just do it all at once. South, you're in the north end of the north-south hallway, and you continue south and south. Up south, you're already at the end of the hallway. And then You go east. This is a dining room. There are exits north and west. You go north, and here you are in the kitchen. There is a refrigerator. I don't think I'm going to say anything about looking at the refrigerator. Just open it. I open the refrigerator, and some meat falls out, and you get the meat, and then you put the pill in the meat, and then the pill seems to dissolve. And then you look to see, because reminding myself where I am, I'm in the kitchen. I go south. This is a dining room. I go north. I'm back in the kitchen again. And I think I need to go east. Yep. And here I'm in a kennel. There is an east-west exit to go back and a south exit. There's a vicious dog that's changed to the south wall, blocking the south exit. Woof, growl, woof, woof. Dog will not let you pass. When you try to go south, woof, growl, woof, woof. So you give the meat to the dog. The dog wolfs down the hamburger. He must be pretty hungry. Woof, growl, woof, woof. Well, that didn't work. So you've got to try and hope for the second method, which you will find here in a little bit. I think I'm going to look at the room first. You can look any time now, you know. Yep, nothing special about the room. Or you can examine the room, same as looking at the room. Nothing special about the room. You look, and here you are, the kennel. So you go west, put you back in the kitchen. Look, room. Anything special? No, nothing special. You know, you could do something pretty soon now instead of just waiting around. I kind of like the adventure games. I mean, it shows you what your imagination can do. This is simply text, which meant that it could be ported to just about any computer, and a lot of games were ported to plenty of different computers. But if you've got a good imagination, they're a lot of fun to play. You're in the dining room. Here, you went south into the dining room. Look the room, nothing special. You go to the west, you're south end of the north-south hallway. There are east and west exits. Look. Why don't you look the room, not look the room? Yeah, that's what's wrong. Yeah, there we go. Look the room. There's nothing special. West into the recreation room. Look the room. Nothing special. I think I'll go back east in the south end of the north-south hallway. You go north. Exit east. On the west wall, there is a blue door, which is closed. So I will go east. Oh, I've already been there. I'm kind of stumbling around. You got to pay attention to remember where everything is, or you could draw them out. You go west into the hallway. You open the blue door. You go west. Another small room. There's a short, funny-looking man. He looks at you, bowing to President Napoleon Bonaparte. I am the mightiest leader in the world. Look the room. Hey, there's a secret door here. Well, what happens if I try to open the secret door? Well, let me try that. I left myself plenty of time here because I thought I could find a way to record the audio while I was doing this, but I haven't. So I got to do the commentary later. So if I open the secret door, it's stuck, and I'm not strong enough. Maybe somebody else is. Let me ask somebody here. Napoleon, open the secret door. And Napoleon opens it, and the secret door leads to escape, and I've made it. And this is the end of the second of the two solutions. The first solution, you go through the exact route that I went, and when you open the door, or when you give the dog the meat, something else happens to the dog, and that leads to your escape. And if that doesn't happen, and you've looked through all the rooms and don't find a secret door, then you have to find the other solution, which involves Picasso. And hopefully I'll make other videos with using the meat solution, which is the easiest, and using the Picasso solution, which is the most difficult. But here I've had the middle solution with finding a secret door and then having Napoleon open it. If Napoleon wasn't already in the room, which typically he isn't, I'd have to go find Napoleon, and then I'd have to say, Napoleon, follow me, and keep saying that and keep getting Napoleon to follow me till I got back to the room with the secret door, and then tell him to open it, which isn't especially difficult unless I run into the doctor who gives me a shot, gives me a lobotomy. I'm back in my room, so I've got to go find Napoleon again, who may or may not have moved, and then I have to bring him back to this room with the secret door and tell him to open it. So this is, as I say, the second of the solutions. I hope that you've enjoyed this walkthrough. Probably the next two videos I do will give you the walkthroughs to the other solutions, and then other videos later.